Button 1, button 2. I gotta get my contacts coming in. Hey, what's up? Let's get this going. Shall we get this going? Oh, you can't see this. You can't know this. It's kind of dim on me, isn't it? What is going on? Live. Me. That's the picture that shows up when I go live? Yikes. It looks really desaturated on YouTube. That's okay. It looks nice. I really liked the parts yesterday when my camera wasn't working. And it was just my voice and then the whole table. That seemed so much more interesting for some reason. It was way more, I don't know, engaging. I don't know what it is. Should I be bigger? We saw Tool cover band. I got my Tool shirt on. Tool. They were called Parabolus. Spooky. They're pretty good. Hard to do. Musically, tough to do. I could have probably done without the like dressing up like the band. If they had just come out, been themselves, and then rocked it, I think that would have been really cool. But to dress up like them and to try and sort of dance like the guy was a little. It was a little. I mean, you know what? I'm getting old and I'm just getting on fun. You know what? It was all in good fun. That's what it is. That's all it is. It was all in good fun. Bit cringe, but it was all in good fun. Okay, so I got reading the rules. Let's just pick up where we left off. We were about to play the game. I was about to play like solo, but I think it'll just be more fun as I learn the game to play like two-handed. We'll just play two characters. How's that sound? Sounds pretty good. I think it sounds good. Yep. I got a message from YouTube yesterday saying, "Oh, your video is like demonetized because there was the music. Apparently the music wasn't good. Someone flagged the music. I had a playlist from Spotify going. I think I assumed it was like royalty free, but it was not. No. I'm on that water game. Come join me in that water game. I might make myself just like a little bit brighter. There he is. Okay. Am I centered? I am centered. Is it level? Probably not. Okay. Okay. What is it that we wanted to do? We want to play this game. Deep Regrets. I've been waiting to play this game for like so long, like a year. I'm really excited. I think I have the rules figured out. I got this, the Angler's Reference Guide. This will help. Okay, let's get started. We skip on. Okay, we're on day 1, Monday. I actually don't know how long the game goes for. Is it 2 weeks? You play 2 weeks, right? Or is it just the one? Making port. Appreciate anybody if they know or see me doing something incorrect. Scream. Scream at me. At the end of the week, Players calculate their scores and the highest wins. It's just one. It's just 1 week out to see. Okay. Boom. We're booming. Should we text? Text the crew? Come hop in. We're live. I'm live. Okay. We're going to play Burp and Hugo. Burp's going to go first because Burp, I just feel a connection with Burp. I have... Uh-oh. Come on, Willie. What's that? Come on, Willie. What is that noise? What's that noise, Willie Bo Billy? Without music, though. That's okay. Let's just play. Okay, so the first thing we do, start. Skip on the first day. Okay, we'll go refresh. Refresh all spent die plus any refresh die plus any fresh die you would like. So we have no fresh die for either, so let's roll them out. So for Burp, we have a 3, a 3, and a 1. Okay, Burp. He's pulling numbers. Burp might have a pretty decent day fishing. 3, 2, 1. Hugo. The countdown. Okay, great. Throw the life preserver. So because Burp is in first place, and he has the higher total of die, I believe. Yeah. He is going to be the one who chooses who gets the life preserver. And that's going to be Hugo, the only option. Sweet. So Hugo gets a -2 on the cost of catching a fish or buying stuff in port. But because it is the first day, Monday, we aren't allowed to be at port, I think. I think we have to be out at sea fishing. So let's do that. Declaration, yeah, because skip on first day is declare location in turn order, equip rods and reels. So we don't have no rods, no reels. So we're just going to move to our action phase. So Hugo up first. We are playing with the regrettable tentacles expansion. Tentacles. Hugo is curmudgeonly. Once per day, on your turn, you may use the topmost visible ability. So I think as our madness increases, we get more abilities to use. So the curmudgeon that he is, if he is alone at a location depth, he can up the value 2 times, increment the value. Now, I wonder if you can do that on the same die. Can you increment the same die twice? Increment. Rotate one of your dice to the next highest value, not exceeding its highest printed. When you increment more than once, you may choose one or more dice to increment. When you increment more than once, you may choose one or more dice. Okay. I'm going to take that as meaning you can do whatever the hell you like. Whatever the hell you like to do. Okay. Let's see. What's the live chat? What's the live chat stand? Gotta tell my sister I'm in. Gotta tell my sister. Okay. First things first, let's do some actions. In turn order, each player takes an action or passes. Once all players have passed, proceed to the next day. Okay, well, Burp, you can afford to do stuff, so why don't we do stuff? I like the rolls. Why don't we dive? I think one of my actions is we can, what is that called? I wonder why they're not listed here. Actions. Before you reveal a fish, you can go deeper, right? Regret penalty. Fish type. Fish anatomy, that's important. Okay, so before you fish, you may last to pass, set your bearings, skip. Where is the drop? Oh, here we go. Free actions, dropping sinkers. Drop a sinker. Before fishing, you may spend a die of any value to move your boat down 1 depth. You must spend 1 die for each depth you wish to descend. Your boat remains at this depth until the start of the next day, when it will move up 1 depth. Okay. Well, let's burp. Let's go big. Let's spend one of our ones here. Spend a 1. And let's drop his boat down 1. What do we think of that? That's really... Okay, now let's fish. So I'm looking at the cards, and there's a big shadow here, so that one might be pricey. There's a medium shadow here. Let's go for it. Okay, we got the vampire squid. It is a middling and fair catch. Fair is good early in the game because we don't have a lot of madness, so the sell value is really good. Vampire squid costs 1 less to catch for each player at depth 2. Oh, interesting. So there's only 1, so he costs 3 to catch. And you can eat him to increment 3 dice, plus get rid of one of your regrets. A squid in name only, and the only surviving member of its order, a lonesome existence. Ouch. Sad. That's the vampire squid. Like the art. Okay, so we're going to catch this guy. So I am going to reduce the cost. Vampire squid costs 1 less to catch for each player in depth 2. Okay. So he only costs 3. And now we have our first fish. Way to go, burp. I'm burping over here. Great. Once you're done fishing, I guess it's the next person's turn. Hugo. Ooh, man, if Hugo had found the vampire squid, he would have got a deal. Why don't we try that? I'm kind of liking this method. Spending 1 to go deep. And now let's fish. Why don't we look at this big one? Oh my god. These guys are psychos, IRL. Okay, so his ability is when he is caught. Large and fair. He only costs 3, but his worth is 0? I guess the +2. As of right now, with our madness where it's at, he'll be worth $2 to sell. So display face up in front of you, cannot be sold or mounted. All foul fish cost 1 less to catch. Whoa! Display face up in front of you. Look at that. Okay, so he's got like a buff for the rest of the game. Display face up in front of you, cannot be sold or mounted. All foul fish cost less. An apex predator, no matter the prey. Huh. Wow. Let's just look at that one more time. Orca. I love it. Great stuff. Good catch, Hugo. So that cost us 3. Okay, let's move on to Bert's turn. Okay, Bert, you've got 1. Why don't we fish? Why don't we fish some more? Let's get this small guy because we've only got a 3. Oh, you know what? I could use my ability, peek at the top fish. Why don't I do that? That is part of the rules for this game. The biggest regrets. Deal a random biggest regret card to each player. He's neurotic. That makes sense. At the start of each day, players adjust their biggest regret cards. Once a day on their turn, a player can use the topmost once a day. This is not an action. Okay, cool. So we're going to peek at this little guy. Well, why don't we peek at a bigger one? See if we can afford it. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Another one that that has an eating ability. I guess I don't have to keep it secret from you guys. This fish is cursed. Did you hear that thunder? What? Okay, what does it say here? Not content with a mouthful of teeth. They have them all down their throat as well. Wolffish. $2. It's worth $3. That's actually a good amount. Should we try and get really rich? You know what? I'm gonna leave it. No, I peaked. Let's just go for this. Let's go for this middle guy, little guy. Boom. This is who we're fishing. Porcupine fish. Small and fair. Uh-oh, though. He's got 2 eyeballs? What does that mean, you think? The eyeball with a little thing above it says reveal ability. He has 2. I don't know what that little symbol there means. When he is revealed, catch is 2 for this turn only. Whoa. Okay. When we eat him, we can flip the fish coin. Okay. And if it's heads, we can get rid of 4 regrets. And if it's tails, we have to gain 2 regrets. Interesting. Okay, well, if he only costs 2, let's spend our 3. Let's pop them in our deck. I love it. And now Burp is good to go. Hugo. Oh, Hugo gets the benefit of me being able to peek. Me only being the... That's okay. We won't worry about it. Okay, if you are alone at your depth location... Oh, you can also fish anything above. I forgot about that. Well, he's not alone. So let's just get this one right here. Oh, hoo hoo, our first foul fish, the ghoul ray. Its eyes look every direction, yet it knows not, nor does it care what it eats. It is a madness fish. And it does cost 2. Okay, well, let's catch it. When it's caught, we gain a regret. Punched a drunk. That's just one of our regrets. A brief respite. That's okay. And when we eat it, we can refresh one of our dice, plus gain 2 regrets. So maybe you don't want to eat. Oh, wait. Oh, that's okay. He was cheap anyways. With the orca, he would have been a little cheaper. Would have been just a bit cheaper. Okay, cool. So now this guy passes. This guy passes. That's the end of the day. Everyone went fishing, and that's the game. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? Okay. How do you gain madness? Oh, it's dependent on the amount of cards you have. So because we have 1 regret, Hugo is now mad slightly. Tracking madness. Madness is tracked in real time by the number of regret cards you have. As you draw and discard regrets, adjust your position appropriately. Port discounts, max dice. Cool, cool. Regrets. And regrets at the end of the game. Sell. For each foul fish you sold, you must gain a regret. Okay. Let's find out what happens at the end of everyone's day when we're done fishing. That's fish difficulty. Eat fish, use a can of worms. Abandon ship. When a player first passes and each time they are skipped, they may either draw a dink or discard one random regret. Oh, when a player first passes. Okay, well, Burp passes, so Burp gets a dink. The doll head. Reduce a shop cost. Well, that's nice. It's kind of unsettling. And what was the dink for Hugo? An ear. Ooh. Reduce a fish difficulty by 1 hook or reduce a shop cost. Okay. Once all but one player has passed, the remaining player may take 2 more turns. The day ends immediately after their final turn with no further passing rewards. I should add those. I should add Harold and Thomas to the end. Thomas is it's a strong name. Might suit me. Last to pass. Once all but one player has passed, the day ends immediately with no further passing rewards. When a player first passes. Oh, so I guess the last person doesn't get the dink. So maybe we'll just tuck ear in the bottom. This game's pretty fun. The art is really cute and it's really easy. I would recommend this for all ages, except for the art and subject matter is like real dark. Like this one, I punched a drunk. That's not, I guess, I wouldn't have thought of it as being inappropriate, but then someone would like probably be like, whoa, kids can't be doing that. Okay, cool. So the day ends immediately. Proceed to the next day. Boom. We are now successfully into Tuesday of the work week. Work week. Worms. Okay, now we get to do our first start of day, which we skip usually on the first turn. But hey, this is our first round 2. I doubt it. I'm not buying it. Easily 60s. You're in your 60s. I think easily you're in your 60s. Move the day tracker. Pass the first player token clockwise. Discard all revealed fish. Trigger any day tracker effects. And then move all boats at sea up 1 depth. Blink. Okay. Oh, I see. 22 might be a little young. They might not be able to handle it. 22's baby town. But at 41, I'm sure you're still feeling 22. But then you see a 22-year-old and you're like, they're babies. I am not that. I feel like I don't know what happened. I don't know. I guess I remember 27 and that feels younger. But like, what happened to 32 or 33? What were those years? What even happened then? Well, I guess we must muster our courage. Step 1 of phase 2. Each player takes the dice from the spent pool, adding any number of dice from their fresh pool, and rolls them. Okay, Hugo. P1. Wow. All ones. That's trash. Burp. 2-2-1. These dice are epic. Boink. Okay. Throw the life. The player who has the highest total fresh dice. 3 and 2. Okay, so I guess Hugo gets the life preserver this round. Start with the first player and proceed clockwise. Declare whether they're going to spend the day at sea or at port. Well, let's send Hugo to port. Because that sounds fun. Do you think we get to start the day? Okay, we refreshed our worms. He's got his worms ready to go. He's got his orca. He's got a whole kit of cool beasts. I know. What happened? COVID? Must have been. Players who are at port must return to depth 1. I think Burp wants to keep grinding. No. Burp's going to town. They're all going to town. We're all going to go to town. Does the thunder pick up? It's pretty booming. Business is booming. Equip our rods. Now take our turns. Okay, so because we are in port, we can, it says right here, we can refresh our worms. We can refresh any die we'd like. Okay, well, I'm going to do that. 2, sure. And then we can optional get rid of a regret. Whoa, 3, big money. Big money. I think this guy's going to play a serious madness build. He's going to hang on to that regret. Now we can visit a swamp. Now visit a shop, sell fish, mount fish. Do you have to do it in that order? Port actions. On your turn, you may sell, shop, or mount. So you can't sell and shop on the same turn. Interesting. Because I was really hoping to sell this guy. You know what I mean? Know what I mean, Gene? What's our money situation at? 0. Right. It's not dice. You have to sell. Crap. Okay. We are selling our... I can shop. I can -2 from the value. Why don't we do that? I am going to buy... Hugo is going to -2, and he's going to buy a rod. But he can only afford the $1 one, so it's just grab one, and now he's got it. Ooh, wood and brass rod. Cool. Middling fish costs 1 less to catch. You can see the craft and care that went into this construction. That is such a regal blue. I absolutely love it. Okay, way to go, Hugo. You got yourself a new rod. Lucky duck. What a lucky guy. Oh, it says here too. At the start of each day, adjust your biggest regrets card visibility based on how many regret cards they have. So because we're at 1 to 6, he now has a new madness ability. Burp is chill. Burp's almost too chill. Well, what the hell do we do with our dice? Can we cash them in, maybe? I want to sell. This guy doesn't really have a lot to sell. The ghoul ray kind of sucks. But yeah, it would be worth like $1. Not worth it. We'll hold on to it for now. But it was good to get an item. You know? I guess that was his turn. Now Hugo, with his $0, we're gonna sell big time. Big time. Big time. Okay, so to sell the fish, he's got these two absolute smokers, and they're at +2 each. So we can get his money up to a lot. 8 +2 twice, so 12. Do I want to eat any of these? I guess I could only sell one for 6. Nah. Let's... Yeah, sure. Let's just sell the porcupine. Porcupine is sold. And now we have some cash. Nice. Okay, bye-bye. Use dinks. Oh, reduce the shop cost. He didn't get one. Okay. Okay, next day. Just like that. On Wednesday, we flip over our worm cards. Do we have to? Does that mean we lose them? That would suck, right? All players flip their can of worms face up. Okay. Yay. Good, good. We raise. If we were at here, okay, we muster our courage. Each player takes all dice from their spent pool, adding any number from their fresh pool, rolls them. Okay, well, Hugo is going to re-roll these. Jesus, that's bad. I think we're going to keep that. You are now first player. Okay. Throw the life preserver. I think that's you, Hugo. I think you're the guy who gets it again. Set your bearings. So we are all going to level 1. Equip rod. Boom. Middling fish. Are those the little ones? No, that one's kind of medium. We're going to go with boobs. Let's now take our turns. Okay, Hugo. Hugo, you are going to fish like you never fished before. Let's go. I have nothing to help. So let's do the same thing we did before. We're going to drop down by 1. And we're going to fish for this big sucker here because we got 5 to spend. Oh, I guess I can peek. I want it. Boom, here we go. Look at this. Just a cool Dunkleosteus. Uncle Dunkle. Whoa, it's like a crazy kind of fish turtle. Large and foul. They say these went extinct millions of years ago, but the holes in my ship disagree. Okay, let's spend our... Oh, do we get any bonuses for catching these guys? We don't. Ooh. Nope. Oh, vampire squid costs 1 less. Nope. Nope. Okay, we just have to spend all 5. Happy to. Discard the top fish of all shawls. Whoa, when it's hooked. Okay, so we gain a regret. Ooh, it's a deep regret too. Summoned an ancient evil. Wowza. So we are now down there. Okay. And now we discard the top fish. Let's go. Sperm whale. That would have been cool. Child of Rockabara. And a sea pig. Wolffish. Box jellyfish. And what is this? A sea pig. Yeah, you know. Just just some disgusting little wretched creature. A sorrow siphon? Look at the art. That doesn't look good. But what a twist, eh? That's discarding a lot. Thanks a lot, Dunkel Ostius. Large and foul. Okay. Deep regret. It is now Hugo's turn. Hugo, you know what? You've got help now with your new rod, as well as with the orca. So what if we go crazy and drop Hugo down 2 depths? He's got this. He's got his rod. He's got the orca. If we pick right, display face up in front of you, cannot be sold or mounted. All foul fish cost 1 less. This could be it. What do you think? Boom, here we go. Medium depth. Ooh, if you are alone at your location slash depth, we can increase the value 3 times. Well, why don't we can only do the once because 3 is max. So why don't we just max it out and see what we got? The behemoth polyp. Okay. It is foul. Ooh, it does have +5. Its cost is a question mark. When it is caught, gain a regret. Display face up. Value is equal to the number of polyps in play. Okay. Is this what all the polyps become? Jesus. Display face up. Value is equal to the number of polyps in play. Very, very creepy. Okay, so let's draw our second regret. A heavy regret. What did he do? Punish. Oh, he pushed a shipmate overboard. Okay. These regrets are starting to mount, Hugo. Starting to paint a picture. So in order to catch that, though, we need to spend 4. So 3 will come from here. It is not a middling. It is a middling. And the last one we needed was from the rod. Perfect. Great turn, dude. So when do you pass? Do you pass at the end of your turn? Or do you pass at the beginning? Each player can take 1 action or pass at the start, starting with the first player. Okay. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we're going back to Burp. There's no dice, so he's got to pass. First to pass means he gets another dink. And the dink we're looking at is Stickleback. Reduce a riverfish difficulty by 2. Oh, cool. Well, we're not playing with that expansion, so we're going to pick another one. Boom. Spoon. Reduce your shop cost, yeah. How many dinks can you use a turn? Also, Hugo is now in dual madness. Which is nice because his foul value is now on par. Might be worth him to sell, but he's so deep. We'll do a few rounds with some more fishing. How about? So Burp passes. Hugo now gets to go again. There's nothing he can do. Once all but 1 player is passed, the remaining player may take 2 turns. The day ends immediately after their final turn with no further passing rewards. Play proceeds to the next day. Okay. Next day. Move the day tracker. So now it is Thursday. Everybody gets $3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Pass the first player token. Hugo, you're up. Discard all revealed fish. Trigger any day tracker effects. Move all boats at sea up 1 depth. Let's do that. I think Burp needs to go buy some stuff. I am. One mutant fish at a time, though. You know? Did Mike tell you? He was like, he sent me a message where he's like, he had it all wrong and he was freaking out for nothing. Yeah. He was freaking out for nothing. It was all good. I think it ended up just being like, I didn't think they were allowed to be. I think you need to be like 18 to be on Twitch or something. So the only thing was about, I wouldn't care if they were. That's why I'm streaming to YouTube now, too. So that way the nephews can watch. That's how this works. What is a supply item? Okay, let's refresh all our spent dice, boys. The big leagues, I know. I got it set up. Okay, Hugo's still on depth. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. What do we want to do, Bert? Do you want to fish more? You've got way too much money. Let's go spend it. Let's go spend it on stuff. And maybe we'll mount one of these. Because they're worth a lot. Maybe the vampire squid? Dunkelosaurus is worth quite a bit to mount. 6. Huge. Well, before we take actions, we get to upgrade our lamentable tentacle ability. Oh, I guess he still only has 3. Frick. It's 1 to 3 cards, I see. Have you heard of this game? It's just about catching, like, gross fish. I love it. Freaking love it. Throw the life preserver. 7 and 6. Whoa, for the first time ever, Burp gets some help. How do I set the camera and stuff up? I bought like a tripod arm that I drilled into the wall. Is that a computer game? Why does that sound familiar? No, it's a board game. You're a board game guy. I'm a board game guy. Why would you come in here with that computer nonsense? Declare. Does everyone want to frackin'? I almost have too much money. Ooh. Why don't we... No, we need to buy some stuff. I don't know. Oh. Is that new? Why does that sound familiar? I have a black and white one that I've been wanting to play. It's all Last of Us themed. Looks really good. I have no idea why I haven't even like opened the freaking box. Okay. That's it. This guy's going to town. He's going to refresh his worms. Doesn't need to. Refresh any dice. This one, let's refresh it. It's a 1 again. Damn it. And throw away a regret. Yes, we're going to toss this regret. Burp ain't about that regret life. Cool. Hugo's going to stay at sea. Okay. Hugo equips his rod and he goes fishing. So we're in depth 2. Why don't we spend this 1 to go back down again? Because he's got kind of a real build going. And let's build this. Let's pick up this massive one. I've heard of a game came out recently like that called Earthborn or something like that. Does that sound right? Oh yeah, you like this guy? Burp. His name's Burp. They could have called him. They could have called Burp the Belcher. How cool would that have been? Boom. The Leviathan, large and foul. It's 8. Holy cow. Once revealed, all players gain a freaking regret. Plus, if any player has the sea goat or sea lamb in their hand, they must discard them. It is said we will feast on the flesh of the Leviathan when the world ends. Whoa. Holy crap. Where did we pull this from? Was it here? Okay, Leviathan is on the board. Can we even make 8? Well, we have 6 here. Oh, and the first time ever he doesn't have the frickin' thing. Middling doesn't help us. Well, eating isn't going to be valid. I could try and eat the ghoul ray, but I don't want to. Man, is there nothing? 3's max. Shit. Okay, so the big ones down in depth 3 are frickin', they mean business. So all players gain one of these. So Hugo, you have a nagging regret now. You bought snake oil. Frickin' idiot. Heavy regret, you read The King in Yellow. Sorry, Burp. You shouldn't have done that. That one's on you, Burp. Frick. What do you think we do? Is there anything we can rub together to get some points? No. So if you can't catch it, you have to, then there are other things you can do. You can choose to take a dink, the little one. Fish type. Okay, that big guy was too big. What was I thinking? Pay. If you cannot afford the fish's difficulty or choose not, you must spend 1 die of any value and draw the top card of the dink deck instead. Crap. Okay, so we lose a 3. And we get a dink. But what dink did we get? Eyeball. Reduce a fish difficulty by 1. Oh, I mean, where the hell were you? Where the hell were you? That's okay. We can keep fishing. We still have a 3. We have a 3 showing. Okay, but we are going to move over to Burp's turn. Burp has made port. He already did that refresh. He already threw away that regret. What does he want to do? Does he want to visit a shop, sell a fish, or mount a fish? What happens if you mount a foul fish? Choose up to 3 fish from your hand and mount them in any empty slots at the top. You may not mount more than 1 fish per slot. At the end of the game, all mounted fish's values multiply on the slot. Oh, is it their dollar value? Values. Wow. Okay, well, why don't we do that? Why don't we go ahead and mount all of these? Because I'm so flush with cash. We're going to mount the vampire squid. And we're going to mount the Dunkelosaurus. Prize catch. Boom. Do you think we gain another card when we mount one of those bad boys? Doesn't seem to say. I think for each foul fish you sold, you must gain a regret. No, we didn't do that. Okay. So I guess it's too bad that you can't do all of that. I wish you could. Maybe I'll ask. Maybe I'll check the forums. Maybe one of you guys can. When you go to town, can you really only do like one of that? I guess. Shoot. I should have just sold. I should have just bought. I have too much money. Rip. That's okay. Okay, now we're gonna go. Oh, refresh any die. We did that already. Does that mean I pass? Or like, how does this work? Do I have to pass? Or can I keep taking turns here? Oh, when it comes back to me and I'm still here at the port, I can take another action, I bet. Oh. Doy. Okay, we're back to Hugo. Hugo is going to try and catch this tiny. As soon as I touch that card, the thunder cracked through the sky. Oh no, it's an aphotic asp. It appears to be at least partially plant, but from where does it derive its light? Okay. You can eat it. It only costs 3 to catch. Boink. Okay, we got ourselves another fish. Oh, foul fish costs 1 less to catch. Did we do that with Leviathan? 6 and 1 is 7. And we had no other ones we could rub together. No, because he's not middling. Oh my god. Oh. Oh. That's okay. Okay, we've got a bunch of foul fish, though. That's cool. So when we caught it, we gained a regret. Ooh, a trivial regret. Parted my hair on the wrong side. But still. That's 4 cards. So now we are in a new zone here. One to 6. Okay. Okay, now we're back to burp. Port actions. All right, burp. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be, burp? Should we fix the light a little? It's tough at first because now there's so much natural light. And you think to yourself, how do we make it brighter in here without it being shiny? Is that better? There's a bit of a hot spot, but it's a little brighter. Ooh, don't double charge me for that. Well, with our $9, let's shop, dude. Let's buy. I mean, rods are good. Why don't we spend $3? Okay, I'm going to spend down to $6 and I am going to buy a reel. So I get to draw 3 and pick 1. Do we want a bone reel? The bone wheel reel. Retain unspent points on dice. Whoa, what does that mean? That's a game changer. A stop latch. Once per day, you may set any one fresh die to its highest value. Hex reel. This one's got blood coming out of it. Whenever you gain clout. Oh, that's an inland only. We're not playing with that expansion. Fucking. Center pin. When you would draw a dink card as part of a fishing action, draw 3 dinks instead? Ho! That's the latest in fishing technology. I don't trust it. I want the stop latch. That seems cool. We can always have a max. I mean, 3 dinks though. 3. We're talking 3 dinks. Reel it in. Real Housewives. You know? How's everybody's Tuesday going? Hopefully as good as mine. I hate how it doesn't want to focus on that part. I could turn it into autofocus. Off of autofocus. I won't be able to hold it up to the camera anymore, but at least like everything's really sharp on the table. That's kind of more important. Okay, so we're going to discard these. I don't know. Maybe we'll just put them on the bottom of the deck for now. Okay, cool. Now we'll go back to Hugo. Now Hugo passes. He's the first to pass. He's getting a dink. He got the hip flask. See? Doesn't work now. That means discard this card to discard one of your regrets. Cool. I don't know that I want to do that. Okay, now we're going. So because Burp's the last one, he gets 2 turns and then nothing. So he's got $6. He is going to now buy a reel. He's going to throw this away to reduce the cost of the 5 by 2. And he is going to spend only 3. 1, 2, 3. And he's going to draw 5 rods. 5 rods, and he's going to keep 2 of them. Wow. We got a training rod. Small fish cost 2 less. Middling and large cost 1 more. No thank you, because we are monster hunters. Trolling rods. Large fish cost 1 less. I mean, I just said we were monster hunters, right? So that's top of the list. A fly rod. All inland fish. Not playing with that expansion. The rod of the machineel. Foul fish costs 1 less. That's cool. Lucky pole. Your first fish each day costs 2 less to catch. If it ain't broke, go fishing. And then the wild rod. When you cast, peek at the top fish and either put it back or blind shuffle it into the shoal, then reveal the top fish. Nearly impossible to use, but it does draw attention. I want the lucky pole. I guess we get to keep 2 of them. Wow. Okay, well, why don't we keep the trolling rod as well? Yes. Okay, good shit. And now we have a reel and a rod. And we have 1 more turn. Should we buy some dice? We have $3 left. We could buy 2 little tackle from the tackle box or supply. Let's spend all 3 and let's get 3 supply. Ooh. Man, I could have been reducing shop costs. Okay, well, why don't we discard 2 of these dinks and get $2 back? Choose. Okay, so draw 3 and choose 2. We got the London Dry Gin. It's the first alcohol I ever hid under my bed. Beef eaters. There's something sinister among the botanicals. Discard this card to draw. Oh, to get rid of 4 regrets and then draw 2 more. A jar of leeches. Reduce a fish difficulty by 4. Peek at 1 row. 1 whole row? Shit. I'm going to take the London Dry Gin. Nah. We're going to peek. That sounds fun. Okay. How does supply work? I kind of don't remember that part. Okay, now the game proceeds to the next day. We're almost done. We only have 2 more days. What are Supplies. How many can we have with us a day? Can you have like an unlimited amount? Let's say that you can. Okay, great. Let's start a new day. Move the day tracker. So it is now Friday. We can refresh our worms. Already fresh. Move the first player token. Burp, you're up. Burp's on deck. Discard all revealed fish. Sorry, Leviathan. And then we have trigger any day tracker effects. Then move all boats at sea up 1 depth. Cool. Refresh all spent die and any fresh dice you would like. I'm just going to try and re-roll that 1. Turned it into a 1. And then this guy gets a re-roll everything. Wow. He doesn't rely on dice, though. He does his own thing. There's no way it's called Lands of Ever Shaved. It is funnier. It's kind of dirty. It's a little dirty. Okay, throw a life preserver. Who has the lowest value? Boom, Hugo. Sometimes it pays. Sucks to suck, eh? So you have to go here. Hugo could go to town, but I think he's too busy just going crazy and like diving. Okay. Okay. Burp, you're up. We're going to fish. Do you want to go deep? Oh, we got to pick one of our rods for the day. I'm going to pick the lucky pole and the stop latch. Love it. Why don't we could screw over Hugo because he has that ability that allows him to increase the value of his die. But he would have to be alone at his depth. Yeah, that's a smart thing to do. You don't want to give Hugo the edge. If you give a guy like Hugo the edge, he'll take it. He's just psycho that way. Peek at the top 2 fish of a shoal and put them back in any order. Okay. Well, if we're a little bit crazy, we might as well take advantage of that. I'm going to peek right here. So we've got a mermaid and a sea. There's that sea lamb. Whoops, I forgot about that. Okay, we've got the sea lambs. There's the head of a lamb with some weird tongues on the bottom of it. And the mermaid with these funny little saggy boobs. I think we're going to go with the boobs, right? Peek at 2 fish. Or if a fish called Leviathan is revealed, discard. Sea lamb costs 3 and it's worth 4. Sea lamb's better. So we're putting it there. Put her there. Cool. And then do we want to catch the sea lamb? Once per day, you may set any one fresh die to its highest value. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, well, we've got sea lamb. Boom. Costs 3. When it's revealed, all players get a regret. Shattered the last bottle of rum. That's going to bother you. That's going to stick with you. Oh, here's a deep regret for Hugo. Damn it. A begat a hybrid horror. Jesus. Okay. One of his kids is a beast man. Is a fishy beast man. That's fucking wild. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's still in the range he needs to be. And then you can eat the sea lamb, which is nice. Like a sheep, it follows the sea goat into the Leviathan's maw. Okay, well, let's look. Your first fish each day costs 2 less. I love that. Well, let's spend this too. And now we have a sea lamb. Add it to the pile of things we have. There you go, Burp. Good catch. Hugo. If you are alone at your location depth, you can up the value. So maybe it would be worth it for him to spend one to sink even deeper. And now he is alone, so he's going to use his ability to improve 3 times. I think I'm going to go 1. I guess I'll turn the 1 into a 3. Nice. Because he's curmudgeonly. The neurotic is the one that lets you look, which is pretty cool. What do we do with a sea lamb? Maybe we eat it. Maybe we do eat it. Any abilities? Display face up. Foul fish costs 1 less. The value is equal to the number of polyps. And then this is what's in his hand. Do we want to eat anything? Refresh any of our die? No, our die are in good shape. I think we probably should just go sell these. Maybe we'll get a little crazy first, because foul fish are worth a little more the crazier you get. Okay, let's turn one over. What do we think? What do we think? Which one's the most ever shaved? Let's do this one. Whoa. A cockatoo squid. It's actually a real fish. It's not foul. Oh, that kind of sucks. It is middling, though, so it costs 1 less. So it'll only cost 4. And we could reduce a fish difficulty by 1. May be caught from any depth while revealed. That's interesting. I do appreciate you coming by. Thank you. You sleep good. Dream of ever shaved peoples. I am gonna look up that one game, Survivalist. Sounds cool. There was one that just came out where the art, it was really crazy, and it's like a bunch of cards laid out. Fish-ish watching this, you mean? So I am going to discard the eyeball, and I'm going to make this thing cost 4, and then my rod allows it to cost 3, and then I will discard this 3, and I will catch the cockatoo squid. Very, very nice. Shoot. Maybe I will mount it. Maybe it's worth mounting because it's a decent value. I will. I'm going to be playing this, and then I'm going to be playing Elder Scrolls, the board game. I can't get it out of my head. I love it. I love it. But there are a few other ones. Old King's Crown, Voidfall. I want to play Age Contrived Solo. I have a bunch of others that I just love, the old classics. I don't know. Tonight? No. Tomorrow? Tomorrow? Some point. At some point, we will play that. Dude, it's really fun. We played last week a bit. Not on stream, but I was just kind of learning it. It's actually gives me everything I want. It's so good. It is really good. It's not too complicated, but it really gives you a really big experience. I love it. Well, probably Pacific time, 5 o'clock at the earliest is when I can go live. Well, that's not so bad. 9 a.m. What? I can't believe there's so much thunder. I love it. I'm trying to turn into a water guy. That's why I'm playing fish games. That's why I'm playing fish games. Water guy. The more water, the better. What if I got rid of this? Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Is that better? More even? The same? Can you hear me rock? That's nicer, right? Whoa. I'm spooky. It spooked me right up. Huh. It's a little too directional. A little bit. It drives me crazy. I just can't sleep. Baby, thinking of you is crazy. It's like I can't get away from it, right? I can't get away from the... How much do you guys want to gyre and gimbal in the wave, you know? All right. Can you hear me walk something? Can you, Christopher Walken? Too shiny. That's okay. I'm getting over it. We can still develop a following with a little bit of shine, no? People are like, get out. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Okay. We caught the cockatoo squid, and now it's Burp's turn again. Burpy. Burpay. Well, what's Burp's big thing? Well, that's useless. So do we save our 3 for another round? Ooh. Why don't we try something easy? A little depth 1 middling. Yeah. We've got the Jenny Hanover middling and foul. Costs 2. As an action, you may give this to another player from your hand. That player takes 3 regrets. Normally a sculpture made from a dried skate carcass, but this one is alive. Okay. What the fuck? Normally a sculpture made from a dried skate, but this one is alive. The Jenny Hanover. Cool. What a jerk. So do we want to catch that or do we want to dink? I think I'm just going to take the dink. Ooh, an eel. Reduce a fish cost by 2. That's massive, actually. That's a great card to get. I just can't see. This is bugging me. And I'm in too deep. Baby, thinking of you keeps me up all night. What can you do? Unfortunately, you can't do much to stop this. Is that doing it? I don't want this. I don't like that. I don't like that. Crazy. Okay. Nice. Okay. Hugo, you're up. Let's go fishing. Peek at one fish, put it back to the top or bottom. Okay, well, I only have two. We can go anywhere we'd like. Do we want the Jenny Hanover? Yes. Theoretically, we do. Wow, if we can get it to be free, it's foul, so it's -1, and middling, so it's at 0, so it's not going to cost us any dice. So we can catch this. We can get a regret. Heavy regret. Ignored a distress call. Huge. Huge asshole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We are at the tail end of our madness. And then it says, as an action, you may give. So as an action. All right. But that was good. We got to keep our die. Okay, let's go back to burp. Burp? What are you doing? Well, Burp's sitting here thinking, I've got this game on lock. Look how many points Burp's rocking. Burp's here. Let's go depth 2. A Bloody Bell comb jelly, small and fair. It only costs 1. Every surface flickers with a rainbow of colors as it passes beneath my lamp. Oh, cool. You can eat it to increase the value of 2 dice. I don't want that. I'm gonna. Oh, you have to toss a die to get the dink. Oh, that's okay. Sorry. Yes. I forgot about that. That is what prevents us from just dancing around and like taking dinks forever, eternally. So he actually has to pass this turn. So he gets a dink for being one to pass first. And now it is Bert. And Bert gets 2 turns for free. Bert is going to search here. Nope, right here. Go, Bert. The deep sea chimera, middling and fair. Okay, well, our rod allows middling fish to be 1 less, so that's at 4. We're going to toss this to make it a 2, and then we're going to spend this 2 to catch it. A deep sea chimera, a relic of the early Jurassic era. Sweet. So unfortunately, I think we have to spend the last day in town, right? And then for his last action, he is going to give the Jenny Hanover to Burp. As an action, you may give this to another player from your hand. That player gets 3 regrets, which is good because they've been working hard not to get regrets. 1, 2, 3. Wow. 3 ones. Lucky. Never learned to whistle. Killed a seabird. Forgot where I hid my bearer bonds. Okay, but now we're looking at 5, which punches us up to here. Okay. Okay, so that's everyone's turn. Day over. Day begins. Day tracker. Pass the first player token. Discard all revealed fish. We didn't do that. Trigger any day tracker effect. So everyone gets a die from the dink bag or the tackle bag. +1. I think our max die is 5 right now at this madness level, so that's good. So when you draw, you like roll it out and put it in your fresh. I think that's how that works. 1. Rip. Okay. What are blues worth? Blues go up to 2. Greens go up to 3. Whoa. Right on. Then we move all boats up 1. Now we refresh our spent dice. 1s. Might refresh this one that I got because 1 is pretty low. 0 is less. Rip. I guess I can still spend it to lower though. Declare location. Oh, throw life preserver. So we've got a 4 there and we've got a 5 there. So burp. Good job. And we're going to, I think we are going to use our trolling rod today instead of the lucky rod. We only have the 1. Yep. Declare location. I think Hugo has to go make port. He's going to refresh a die. Optional? No. Okay. And Burp is going to stay put and try and fish. Sweet. We didn't really get to use that orca too much, did we? And now we take our actions. Okay, so Hugo, you're up first. You have $3. But what you really need to do is to mount. So why don't we take a bunch of these cards in our hand and we mount them. So I'm going to mount this one. And then this one. And then this one. There we go. Because I believe it says when you take the mount, you can choose anything. Choose up to 3 fish from your hand and mount them in the empty slots. You may not mount more than 1 fish per slot at the end of the game. Their value is multiplied by the modifier. Huge. Okay, that was a good turn. Now Burp's up. I don't know what Burp's got going on here. It's a bit of a nightmare. But that's the point. Isn't it? Is it still in focus, you think? Will you? Will you? Oh, yeah. Oh. Or is it not? Can't quite tell. Then I get it wiggling, you know? Wiggling. Great. Hugo has got to go for broke. So we're going to go drop 2 die. We're going to go down deep. We're going to fish for something massive. Should we peek? Peek at the top 2 fish. Put them back. Okay, we've got Bride of the Sea, a middling foul fish. And then we've got the Kepta Octopops. They're both worth 6. This one's easier. Ooh. Ooh. Must be caught with exactly 2 dice. Cool. Is the head part of it? Oh yeah, there's like a head on the bottom of it. Large fish. Neither are large. Once per day, you may set one of the fresh value to the highest. Oh, cool. Well, this one is more interesting. The Bride of the Sea for what Burp has. So I think that's going to go on top, but I actually don't know if I'm going to go for that one because I kind of want to go for a large. I want to go for a big one, but I can't find a big one. I guess I can peek at this one. The Abyssal Star? Whoa, it's worth $6 and only costs 3 to catch. I'm going to put it at the bottom. Oh, yeah, because there's a large right here. This is great. Things are looking up Burp. Okay, we're catching this one. A Gloom Orphan, large and foul. It doesn't even have like a catch. Okay, when revealed, catch automatically. Display face up in front of you. Anytime you draw regret cards, draw one more. You can only fish in the column where you caught this. Oh, cool. So now, interesting. It's lonely. I will give it a friend. The Gloom Orphan. Interesting. Well, we caught it automatically. That's cool. I think once per day we can increase a fresh die to its highest value. Well, why don't we make this 1 into a 3? I love it. Okay, well, that was our turn. Now Hugo back in town. He mounted. He's got $3. I don't know if there's value for him to own more stuff. Well, I guess he could buy reels. We're going to draw 3 of them. A solid gold reel. Whenever a fish you clout, no clout. We're not doing that. At any time your turn, you may. Oh, that's another clout one. That's another clout one. Once per day, if you are at sea, you may place your boat at depth 2. Reel of the deep. I love it. When you make port, set all your fresh dice to their highest values. Whoa. And once per day, Reel of Fortune. You may reroll any fresh die until. Oh, let's do that. Okay. Burp. You're fishing, pal. Large fish. Well, there's a large fish. Let's do this one. And I can only do. Whoa, blue whale. It's the blue whale. All players at sea may discard to move their boat to depth 2. Discard blue whale. This is not an action. The largest animal ever known to exist. Cool. Okay, all players at sea may discard regrets to move their boat to depth 2. Discard the blue whale. Okay. Just came and went in our life and out. That was awesome. But now I guess it's Hugo's turn. Hugo's out of cash. Can he sell? There's no more polyps showing, so the behemoth polyp's worth nothing. Well, why don't we sell the ghoul ray for $2? 1, 2. And take a regret. Oh, sorry. It wasn't worth 2 because it's foul. Oh, it is because we're at equal. Okay, yeah. And heavy regret, lost an eye to a gull. This, I think, tips us over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Way to be, Hughie. Man, cool. These like little character abilities are a fun addition. All right, Hugo. We've been pulling some, or Burp's been pulling some really interesting. Well, this one's large as well, so let's keep going for large. A stoor worm. It's just this big puking looking worm thing. Discard an item. All other players gain that. Wow. Ooh, costs 5 to catch, but it is 7. Let's do it. So large are 1 less. And, oh, why don't I discard this to make it 4 less? So if I discard this, it's at 1. And then I use my trolling rod to make it 0, which means I can catch it for free. Huge. Discard an item. All other players. So I'm going to discard my lucky pole. And then the other players get a regret. Lived a life of isolation and misery. That makes sense for you, Hugo. I can't wait to go over everyone's regrets. This is going to be the best. Oh, thanks, man. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. You get the hell out of my room. Okay. Well, now we're back to this old Hugo, hey? No more polyps are showing. So we can't sell this guy for anything. Dirty boy. Dirty boy. Thanks for that. I need it. I did need that. We're at the end. We're on day Saturday here. Hugo's trying to get some points, but he's racked up so many regrets. He can't even believe it. He might just have to pass. Well, he has $2. Visit a swamp. Why don't we spend $1 and draw supply? Boom. The Hamish, the boa constrictor. Display face up in front of you. This card counts as 3 regrets when calculating madness. Frick. Is that good? Do I want that? 3 regrets. Oh man, if we're at 7, then that puts us all the way down here. That would make selling foul +2. Ooh. Okay, well now the polyp has some value to him.
Now we're cooking.
Now the polyp's got some value to him. Normally he only gets his value from all the other polyps, but let's pass over to Burp here. I have a trolling rod. Lets me do large for 1 less. Well, these are large up here. Let's check these out. Boom. The Goliath grouper, large and fair. Okay. He costs 2 to catch, and he's worth $4. So because he's large, he only costs 1 to catch. And if I can reduce it by 1 more, what do we have here? Reduce a fish difficulty by 2. If I can get it down to 0, then I don't have to spend any of my dice, but it's just kind of a waste. Let's do it. Let's cash in on the eel. I don't want to have to spend any die. Those allow me to do what I'm doing. And we're going to catch the grouper. Huge. You can tell by the shadows, like how big they're going to be. Now we're cooking. How's your night going, bud? A buddy. Are you gooping? You gooping? Well, now that Hugo's so crazy with his madness. Oof. I should move the computer and goop. I kind of want to. I guess I could goop on the screen here. I could actually. I think I'll do that. Then I don't have to move anything. We're selling a polyp. Its value is +5 for however many polyps. Value equal to the number of polyps in play, +5. Oh. So is it like 0 + 5 + 1? So can I sell it for 6? Is that how we're calculating that? I think so. So we've got $7. We just sold. We get a regret because it's a heinous. It's a nagging regret. Got a bad tattoo. Oh my god, that is worth more than just a nagging regret. I know that feeling. Just kidding. I do hate all of my tattoos, even though they're amazing. It's just part of life. I got the bum kind. The badumts kind. But that was nice to offload that thing. Let's go back to burp. Okay, let's just start closing this out. Okay, well, why don't we peek at a row? Book of the Deep. Okay, I'm gonna... Book of the Deep allows me to peek at a whole row. Oh, but I do gain a regret. Regrettably, trivial regret. Lost my favorite sock. But now I have 6, so we're still 6 on the madness track, and we're gonna peek at this row with a big guy. There's a manta ray. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I think I've been doing wrong. Ooh, a globus. I'm only allowed to fish in the middle because of that spooky ghoul fish that I got. Oh, fuck. Okay, well, if that's the case, let's just go big. Depth 3. The abyssal polyp. A polyp appeared. You sold one turn too early, pal. Costs 3 to catch. Small, foul, display face up. Value is equal to the number of polyps in play +4. No matter how deep I fish, the polyps persist in latching to my line. Okay, we'll catch it. We'll go nothing to make it less, eh? Now we're going to spend 3, and we're going to catch the polyp. Nice. We still have our lifesaver, too. Okay, now Hugo with his $7. He's going to spend 5 of them and draw 5 supply cards, and he's going to pick 3. I wonder if any of them give you points at the end, because cask whiskey strength, that could be good for him, because we do have to limit the amount of nagging regrets he has. We don't need monkey's paw for sure. We don't need dice refresh. Tolstoy, the pot-bellied pig. Display face up. You do not gain regrets from eating fish. That's just awesome. And then the expired beer. Okay, cool. We're going to do that. Good turn. Good supply action. Are these free? So this Tolstoy now is displayed face up. He's got all the pets. Hamish and Tolstoy. The orca. Okay, well, why don't we discard cask strength whiskey? We draw 2 regrets. A deep regret. Partook of human flesh and made love to a manatee. Okay. But then we can get rid of 3. Good. Okay, getting rid of 3 of our cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not quite at maximum madness, but Hugo's doing his best. That he probably would. I wouldn't put it past Hugo. So we're going to get rid of a 3. And we're going to get rid of this 3. And we're going to get rid of a 2. Okay. The value, so the number of cards is what is information other players know, but the actual value on them, they don't. And the total, whoever has like the most will like lose a bunch of points at the end of the game. So it's cool because you'll see someone with a big hand of the regrets, but you don't know the value. It's a cool system. Some games are like that. In Too Deep has a system like that, which I like. Okay, so that was an action. Let's move on to Burp's turn. Burp's running low on dice. Okay, that's a big fish. We're going for it. Ooh, a bloat beast. Instead of discarding bloat beast at the end of each day, move it to the shoal directly above it if possible. Ew. Dislodged from its eternal slumber, it floats clumsily to the surface. Costs 9. So, costs 8. Costs 6. I can't afford it. Costs 4. I can't afford it. So I have to discard this die, grab a dink, and call it a bingo. Back to Hugo's turn. Hugo has 2. Let's just say he passes. Then Burp, by passing, he gets another one of those. And then Burp gets a turn. What do you say, Burp? No, he has no dice. He has to pass as well. Okay. That's it. That's the end. We did all, 6 days? We did 6 days? The game ends on the final day once all players have passed. Okay, highest regret penalty. Number of players must discard. So for 2 players, the lowest value mounted fish you have to discard. Wow. Now this is good. Now it's good eating. Dealing with regrets. To start, all players must reveal and count the value of all their regret cards, adding 10 to the total if they flip their lifeboat. Player with the highest total regret value must discard a fish according to the player count. So if you have the highest total regret, you have to get rid of your lowest value mounted fish. Okay, so let's count them up, and let's go through them too. So Hugo, let's go over your life. You got a bad tattoo. You lived a life of isolation and misery. You lost an eye to a gull. That makes sense because your eye is kind of fucked up. Ignored that distress call. Yeah. That one will eat you. How about parted your hair on the wrong side? Probably the one day you actually tried to make an effort with people. Hey, Hugo. And they burned you. Bought snake oil. Yeah. Pushed a shipmate overboard. Probably killed a man. And punched a drunk. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Dirty boy. Okay, and then Burp. Forgot where I hid my bearer bonds. Never learned to whistle. Well, I mean, Burp, come on. Lost my favorite sock, and it wasn't for his feet. He read The King in Yellow. He shattered the last bottle of rum. And he killed a seabird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, Hugo. Hugo, dirty boy. You have to discard the lowest value mounted fish. Sorry. But your apophtoptic asp is trash. Counting up the scores. End the game. Scores include 3 things: fish in hand, mounted fish, and fish bucks. Oh, I didn't realize fish bucks were worth anything. Fish in hand are scored by the printed value modified by your current level on the madness tracker. Interesting. Oh. Do you think the ones in front are also in hand? Display face up in front of you. I think they are in hand. They just have to be displayed. So that's not worth. Here we go. That's worth 0. So he has none in hand. But he does have mounted fish. Mounted fish are scored by their value, first modified by your current level on the madness tracker, and then modified by the mount. Oh no, they're fair. And he's way down here. Fair is at -1. So 5 and 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2 is 10. So 25 points. Fish bucks. Score 1 for every 2. 25 plus 1. That's 26 points for Hugo. Okay. That is the number to beat. Burpee. Burpee has lots in hand. He clears. Burp absolutely clears. Abyssal, where he's at, are worth equal. So 4, 8, 15. Oh no, fuck. Man, fair are still plus 1. So 4 and 5 is 9. 7 is 16. 21. 23. 27. And that's not even counting what we mounted yet. Okay, fish in hand, massive for point scoring at the end. That's 18 alone. Well, yeah, 18 alone for that. And 10 there. That's 28 for his mounted. 28 plus 1 is 29. And all the fish in hand. I didn't realize fish in hand were going to be so good. That's fun. Hugo got stomped and he had sex with that manatee for nothing, unfortunately. It wasn't for nothing. I loved her. I loved her. I'm Hugo and I loved her. Okay, you definitely want to spend your last turn fishing. You want to fish for foul fish because they're worth a lot once you get crazier. You probably want to spend your Friday buying as many dice as possible, so on Saturday you can fish. Yeah, it's good. It's quick. You play 6 quick rounds. Felt quick anyways. I've only been playing for an hour and 47 minutes, and I had to learn it. Plus, there's actually kind of a slowness in having to play both characters. Because you're like, okay, now I got to remember what this guy has and what his plan is. I was kind of favoring Burp the whole time. He was who I was going to play the solo mode with yesterday, but then I got to reading it, and because I had never played the actual game, the solo mode is quite different. You don't get all the same stuff. You're looking for fish to mark them off on a sheet, and then you acquire, you get points for that, and then the next time you play solo, those points carry over to how much you can spend for starting equipment. It's a real cool kind of legacy solo type thing. But yeah, this is cute. The art is awesome. The art is really cool. Each one of these regrets was really colorful and really painted a picture. So thematically, I like it a lot. Yeah, it's great. I think it's a great game. I think that it definitely fits in a medium easy, which is nice to have some. Not everything has to be fucked up and hard. And it is 5-player, yeah. And there's so many regrets. I can see actually why the expansion. So the reason why I finally opened it up is because the expansion came with some of the errata packs to update this version. And it look at all the cards. I mean, not only the cards that we didn't fish for, but then these are all the ones that didn't even make it into the game. There's 75 plus cards per depth. And then the expansion, even deeper regrets. Oh yeah, it would be way different because the fish too do different shit. The items are cool. I drew some cards that I ended up discarding because they worked for the expansion because I just kind of mixed everything together and then decided not to. I mixed all the base cards but then I didn't actually play with the expansion, and the expansion just adds like another spot where you can go fish for different kind of fish. A few different things. But even then, it's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's cool. It's a good game. I'd say it's a solid fun time. Oh, why did I do this? Because it's such a narrow box, there's not enough weight to counteract like the vacuum seal. If we weren't, oh yeah. Yeah, I like him kind of nuts for Elder Scrolls right now. It was hard to learn this game just because I like didn't care to at the time. I was like, I just don't want to learn something new. Just give me. It would be cool if you just gave me Elder Scrolls, please. Dirty boy. Do you think it would be bad to turn that into a GIF? It's probably a little. This might be a little bit on. I mean, the tricky thing about loving that show is that it's hard to. Shit. Okay. I've made somewhat of a mess. Fuck. Okay. Not in love. This loses a bit of points for that. It's the game's fault. I gotta try and figure out what I've done here. Naval mines. Cool. Loch Modan. Okay. This is going to be fun to watch. You just have a little bit. Don't say that. Messy boy. Dude. Fuck. The problem with that show is just it's hard to divorce what it is you like about it from like, am I laughing at them or am I laughing with them? If I'm just being honest. That's how it feels. And I think they know that when they made it. It is both. But it's messy. Mermaider. These are the Kickstarter exclusive Badfish. It says there's 6 of them. What have I done? Where are they? Night Crawlers. Oh, hello. What's going on, Heartboard Games? Good to see you. I'm just packing up, but I accidentally made an enormous mess. Have you tried Deep Regrets? It's fantastic. I appreciate the raid. It's good to see you. How are you guys still playing Doom? Was it Dune? Were you playing Dune? I don't have my buttons. I would be making so many noises right now. I would have GIFs flying all over the place. What did you guys play tonight? I accidentally dumped the expansion box all over the finished game. And now I have to figure out what the damage is here.
A setback, but not the end of things.
Yeah, no, for sure. Thank you. I needed to hear that. You know, I needed to hear that. I got my night crawlers. Okay, I think there should be 5 night crawlers and 5 ambulances. What is werewords? Sounds kind of scary. Sounds a bit scary. I saw a couple weeks ago, and then off and on, there seems to be a lot of great board game sales on Steam. And there's a lot I'd like. I really want to get Clank. I'd love to get. I saw that Dune was on sale. Nice. That's probably a fun party game. There we go. We're flying into it. Yeah, I need Keith to hit all the gifts so we can show them off for everyone who's hanging out. I almost picked up the digital version just because what I saw from your stream, it looks really good. What who was it? I want to say it was Michelle, right? Michelle was saying that it's got everything she loves in a game. I mean, how do you compete with everything you love all in one game? I didn't realize that you played it. I sometimes will have music playing too, but I got a strike because I'm also streaming to YouTube now. And I got an email yesterday that was like, you made a huge mistake because someone owns that music. So, boom, demonetized. Where? Melissa, sorry, yes. Yeah. Did they reissue it with the movie, like the skin of everyone from the movie? I mean, it's tough to say which one you've played though, Squirt, because I think there's like 4 different Dune games. Okay, there's supposed to be 6 Kickstarter cards here. Where could they have fallen? There's no way they could have dropped and then gone underneath a deck. Makes no sense. So, where are they? Oh, does it have a subheading? Imperium? Okay, they're not in here. What the F? I'm freaking out, man. I'm freaking out, man. Dune Imperium. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Have you tried Clank? Clank's fun. Clank Catacombs is one we have. I can't get my fiance to enjoy it though. I don't know why. She doesn't like it. Loch Modan. Are any of these Kickstarter fish? Come on. Now they're just teasing us. Now they're just teasing us. Okay. Maybe they're here? Nope. I'm going to have to look through every. That's going to be hard. It is. I can't imagine a version of it where the map. I guess the card play aspect of it would be why it's good, but not having a evolving map seems like the only way to play it. It's perfect for that. Okay, honestly though, I'm like, joke's over, right? Where did the cards go? Are they in here? Oh, hey, maybe these are them. Maybe we had them the whole time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Use these 6 fish in your game. Okay. Okay. Life. You did it again. Okay, where are the... There it is. There it is. Thanks. I do need to pull it together. Yes. Hello, Blue Meeple. That's an awesome name to have got for Twitch. I'm loving the board game community on here. It's so friendly. Everyone's so great. A raid too. It's huge. This is great. I was like interrupting their stream. Heart Board Games. I was like, how are you doing the audio? How are you doing that? How about the shine? And he was like, I'm trying to play Dune. I'm trying to play Dune, my guy. Appreciate you, but I'm trying to focus here. Yeah, my thought on this game is it's really good. I think that it hits a difficulty range that I don't have enough of. Fun, easy to get out. The only thing that makes it difficult is just the volume of cards. Just means the setup takes a little bit of time because you're shuffling like 75 cards 3 different times, plus all the items and everything. Hello. We're just talking about why you hate Clank Catacomb so much. Why you hate? Yeah, sorry, this is Wilson.
Whoa, did you see that jump he just did? Crazy.
Wilson. He's excited because Haley just got home. Oh. I do love how interesting and like the solo game is like an interesting legacy type game. It seems really cool.
What up, Willie?
What up? What up, blood?
What up, bud? Whoa, what's this?
He wants to know what she's up to. He wants to go chase her around. Wilson, say hi. Oh, he's coming.
Hi, baby. How's the game?
It's good. I think you'd like it.
Oh, it's a life raft?
Yeah, you've got a little like the player who like rolls the worst gets like a little bonus. I did a few things wrong. Like I think
Give him one more kiss. Oh. Thanks. Okay, bye.
There's just so much art. There's so much nice, fun art. It's hard not to love. And the biggest surprise I found was just how much like I couldn't understand why the game was rated for like 16 plus. Because I was like, difficulty wise, I mean, if you had a kid who's 5, you could play this because you just go roll your dice and go fishing. It's like, do the numbers match? It's like, yeah, like it wouldn't be the rules, but you could kind of play it with young kids. But then when you get actually reading the text and you start looking at it's like it's absolute nightmare fuel. Yeah, exactly. But it's the kind of thing that I think if I was a kid, I would remember this game forever. Like my dad had these books about cryptozoology that I would just sit there like poring over the pages, just so scared, but just so enraptured. I'll never forget those books. Back in the day when like people would like write into a magazine and then they would get sent like a series of books. What was that called? Volumes? What are books? What are frogs? But yeah, I mean, it's impossible. They've also been really good. There was an issue with the second printing or the expansion and the first printing of the game where the color is off. You can kind of see here. So there's 2 different colors if you're playing with both base game and expansion. It's not the biggest problem, but knowing like, oh, this is an expansion one right away sucks a little bit. But I think based off the email and everything in the little like survey you do, there he posted asking like, how do you want me to make this right? And I thought that was nice. I think he was saying that you can't ever really match things perfectly, but there's like a range of acceptable. And if I didn't know, I think I would still see it, but I would chalk it up to like it just being like the sky, you know, sometimes the clouds are brighter and then the sky is darker. Like it adds texture, you know, the like more faded versus the deeper blue. It's very subtle. But I just think it's a great game. It's fun to have a light game that does have this much like nightmare fuel. Theme wise, I think it's like a 10 out of 10 for what it wanted to be. Like it wants to be a Lovecraftian fishing game, and it's awesome for that. If you want to interact with like Lovecraft type stuff too, it's a fun way to do it without having to like play the big. I have the second edition of Arkham Horror. I love it. It's so much. It was the first game that got me into like big board games as like a hobby. And I'd like to play that one again on stream because it's been years. And it's just so good. It's just so brutal. It's just mean to you. But the writing is so much fun and it's so finicky. There's just a million pieces. It takes forever. There's also did you play Cosmoctopus? I'd say this kind of fits in. I think it's a little bit more juicy. It's a little deeper than Cosmoctopus, but it is a fun kind of great art, good fun cards. Fits in that realm. I mean, the dice are hard to beat. The little sort of tackle shaped die are really, really awesome. Yeah, they did a good job. There's a lot here. And I think that the Lamentable Tentacles mini expansion that adds player abilities is huge. It's not a big thing to have included, and it really adds a lot to differentiating your games and your characters. It took me a while, like as I was going through the box and stacking everything up, then I like flipped them over and realized that there's like monsters versions of people on the back. I was like, Bert, that's cool. Turn it over and it's like, oh my God. I want to be Burp. How do you not play as Burp? Yeah. So it's good. I recommend it. And it's really hard to find a 1 to 5 player game. 5 player is a tough number to find. And so I really appreciate that. This game, I do like, I don't know how familiar everybody is with like video game reviewers. There's one video game guy. He doesn't rate things on a 1 to 10. He just rates it on a buy, wait for sale, or never touch. I would say this is a buy. Oh shit. Lifeboat, can of worms. Yeah, and all the funny different lonely, unambitious, sentimental, neurotic, curmudgeonly. The more mad you get, the better your skills are. The game does a really cool, has a lot of mechanisms for balance as well. Players that don't roll good, they get ways to be bailed out. It's nice. The base game is what I played tonight with a lot of the expansion characters, with all the expansion cards though. I can see the expansion being not being too over, like sometimes expansions are unnecessary, I think. But having another place to go fish does seem fun. I don't totally know if you need it though. I wouldn't say you need it. Having a lot of the extra cards, though, it might be worth it for that. I spent a stupid amount of money on an expansion for a game that I hardly play called Underwater Cities because it just came with like dual layered boards. So sometimes you're buying expansions for one reason, not necessarily the whole box, but it does add pets though, which we did see. They did show up. And so pets are a welcome part of this stream, that's for sure. Thumbs up. I'm glad that I played it. And I'm really glad that you guys came by. I'm still going to be here for a bit chatting and cleaning up, but that means a lot. Our raid is huge. It just makes me feel warm about the community. And then maybe we pass it on. Heart B, 6 colors. I imagine that's like a broken code for what should have been an emoji, maybe? Oh. I don't know. I might just put that on a t-shirt. Because that's kind of funny too. Is Tuesday the big night? What are the big nights where people are online? Yes. Oh. Yeah, so those came in a small box expansion. Let me turn autofocus back on. There was a one called Lamentable Tentacles, and it's like small card sized. Yeah, I know that, like, for some reason I noticed Monday nights were big for this one group. They play a long time. It's just like a group of like 5 or 6 dudes in Colorado who like sit around and play like 7 hours of something. They have a really active Discord. I'm blanking on the name now. Their Discord is great. It's funny, like I kind of fell in love with setting up a stream. I love seeing if I can't get a camera to work, how many could work. During the pandemic, it became a thing, like a hobby, because we were all hanging out virtually. And so I mostly just stream just because I like to set up the stuff, but I kind of don't like it as much. So I almost need to find a group where I could be like, guys, let me set something up for you. How long have you been doing it? I mean, some of the videos you had on your page were years. It's awesome. And you make movies. You make movies. We won a script writing competition that we had 18 months to turn the script into a short film. And it has been like 12 months to the day, and we've not really moved. We got 6 months left to get it done. But there is this funny Venn diagram of like a film person and board game hobby, and then how streaming like intersects in all of that. I'm in British Columbia, Canada. I am a Canadian. With the competition was actually in a place called the Okanagan Valley, where I grew up, not far from the big city where I live now on the coast. I know. Yeah. Well, I'll send you the script. Actually, you should not to be one of those people who's like, you got to read my script, but maybe you've got some ideas on how to film it, because I'm kind of, that's the part that's tough. We've got a cast. The locations are tricky. The elevator pitch for it is so a near future. Think like Her. It's familiar enough to be modern with tech that is sort of unfamiliar. But the whole thing mostly takes place at like a radio observatory where they've discovered an engine from an experiment hundreds of years before. They somehow found it at the edge of the universe, and they don't know how it got there. It was a failed experiment. They were trying to create anti-gravity, and they turned it on, and it just basically blew up the whole facility, and the whole experiment was scrapped, and it was lost to time until these radio observatory people in the future found the signal that was pinging off of it, like way further out into deep space, that they like shouldn't have been able to find. It shouldn't be there. And so the pressed by corporate pressures to be marketable, they're like, okay, well, obviously it teleported there, right? That's the only way. Instead of anti-gravity, they accidentally made a teleportation machine, right? So we as a facility are just going to put everything we have into rebuilding it, because if there was value in just levitating goods around the world, I mean, teleporting it is going to be even crazier, right? And the main character and his sort of like mentor, the mentor doesn't seem to buy in. He's like, we can't say for sure what this is. There's a lot of interesting, like, well, what really happened? So the main character is pressed against trying to figure out like his fired mentor, trying to carry on his work of digging a little deeper, all the while the pressures to just get this thing done and make some money, until the end, where he is at a dinner and he's watching some servers clear a table. One's pulling a tablecloth, and there's like a glass on it, and as the tablecloth gets pulled, another server comes by and goes, "Oh," and they lift the cup, and then they continue to pull the tablecloth. And the main character gets this crazy realization watching that, and rips to the station. They're just about to turn on the thing. He's like, "You can't do it. It's not teleportation. It's an anti-gravity engine." So what it did was turned gravity off, but it can't decide just which gravity to turn off. So as soon as they flipped the thing on, it was just untethered to all gravity in all of the universe. So then everything expanded and whipped and moved around it at like ungodly, like E plus infinity speeds. So then they turn it on, and it ends with all the scientists like floating dead in space. So I don't know. I have to figure out how to make that movie, and it sounds hard, but it's fun because it's got like a good end. Just imagine it gets explained more clear and visual, and then it'll be great. It'll be your favorite. I mean, just the nature of not having all the money in the world. I think it literally no. I think the competition was like we won. Like I think they're gonna give us $1,000 to help, and you're not allowed to buy gear with it or pay people with it. And so we just have whatever lights I own and whatever cameras I own. And I'm just going to figure it out. All the space stuff, I definitely have to cloud tank maybe and do some contraptions. I don't mind too much to play around with mixed media. Like it might be fun if the machine itself is hand drawn and animated. So you get kind of a, Roger Rabbit look to it. I got a buddy who can draw. That might be easier than building something. Yeah. Anyways, that's what I'm working on. What are you working on? Oh, I also have a job. Also got a dumb job, like an idiot. Who the hell goes and gets a job in this economy? Just follow your dreams, bozo. There should be one more little. It's kind of tricky too, actually, to even this. Just talking about production stuff. With the sun setting so much later, you can't, like, before it gets dark early and then you can set your stuff up and it's great. But it's almost like harder to compete when there's still like so much light outside because then you're like balancing. Okay, what am I doing? Focus. Got our character sheets. The setup and the teardown, I think, is my favorite part of the hobby. It's so relaxing. The art inside the box is incredible. Okay, 3 yellow and 3 blue. With a yellow and blue madness tracker and a yellow and blue boat. Perfect. With a yellow and blue fish bucks tracker. And now we do the same for the unused colors. We're hopefully going to move into a new place within the year, so it would be cool to find a place that has a spot where I can create a studio. Because I do have more equipment, lights-wise, that I could go crazy with. Like, I've off and on played with streaming for the last few years. Similar time. And it's cool the different plugins you can get where people can control lights if you have the right kind of bulbs and programs, and that was kind of fun to mess around with. But in our place now, it just feels like, well, how much of the space do I want to take up? Like, do I want light stands up everywhere all the time? Like, obviously not. I would, but it's just not very nice or fair to everyone else. I'm also a little unk, and it feels like, how much do you want to pretend to be like young and hip with all the crazy lighting? Even saying unk felt fake. But hey, you don't want to be, where are those? You don't want to be too neurotic or curmudgeonly about it. What was your reason for getting into the game? Is your studio in a shop? It looked like it was kind of in like a store. Do you run a board game store? With the expansion cards, I don't know if I'm going to get one of these things to fit over it. Oh. Oh, nice. I mean, you must love board games, though. Okay, fish, you need to turn around because I need to see where your depth is at. The rods and reels are really powerful too. Holy cow. Totally. Yeah, I think around the time that like Gloomhaven came out is where big games kind of came on my radar. And there was always one at the top of the board game store that was just silly how enormous it was. It was called Twilight Imperium 3rd edition. And just we would always look at it like there's no way. Like we have to get that game one day. I don't even there were like things that slowly kind of got us interested in that. Obviously, everyone plays Catan a bunch back in the day. Sort of the first big one everyone gets. I think it gets a bad rap because I think it's a fantastic game. I genuinely think it's good. Oh, here we are. I was really jealous of your the microphone array because that's trickier than it looks. Because if you don't have them angled right, you can get really weird things happen. And it's tough to press on like a videographer kit because normally, I mean, to get by, at least like my first few years of like a career, like I didn't need more than one microphone to do the job. So then when you transition to something like this and you get thinking about what you're going to need, it's like, oh my God. Have you always done film or did you also do corporate work? Okay, if we got one of these over the other stacks, why can't I get... Come on. Yeah. Yeah, I went corporate route too. I went to a film school here in Vancouver and then I graduated around the time where businesses were like, I need a Facebook page. That's what I need. I'm not going to be able to fit everything. There's no way. Okay, good to know. The game doesn't fit at all. You can't fit all the expansion stuff. I gotta send that Judson guy an email. Yeah, that's true. Film too, it was brutal. It's crazy how like how much you can kind of tank a lot of hard cinematography work if you kind of mess up the sound. That can be kind of heartbreaking. It sucks to have to like, coming from more of a photography, like cinematographer director side of it, it always feels like a bit of a burn when you have to make creative concessions around the audio because you just want to be like, no, But it's wildly important. Okay, I can't wrap my tiny brain around. I'm not wrinkly. Don't have a wrinkly enough brain for trying to sort all this out right now. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like how many of us are sitting on half finished stuff, right? All of us, probably. We wanted to apply for grants around 2014. And it's a bit tough because you kind of need to already have a little bit of a something going professionally for yourself and creatively to apply and to qualify for a lot of the grants here anyways. So we thought, well, let's make like a trilogy of shorts that are kind of loosely connected and related. And then once those are done, well, then we can apply for grants and stuff. And you're like, yeah. And then it's not until January 2026, 12 years later, when you actually like finish it all and you're like, Jesus Christ. What the fuck have we been doing? But it's good. Regardless of how you get there, if you feel the fire's lit, you got to chase that down. So the creative output lately has been quite a bit more. I've been doing a lot of like 48-hour film festivals. In my hometown, it turned into a bit of a little like art community type place, which is really fun to see. And so I go back home a lot to film stuff now. This is not going to be good. You're going to be one of these boxes, aren't you? Deep regrets. Try and keep that in as flat a position as possible. Okay, you know what? I don't want to bend anything, you know? Yeah. That's definitely a lot more like it's less responsibility. And sometimes it's nice to just focus on the thing you kind of want to focus on. And especially at this level, I'm sure you know. But it's kind of like you get to a point where unless you're stepping on the gas pedal, like it's not happening. And that can be kind of tough. Like you really have to find the right group that can kind of you're like running mating together and everyone's so that definitely has been what's improved the last couple of years. It's finding the right people to like collab with because doing it yourself can feel like hell. Okay, so that's deep regrets and even deeper regrets and friendships made. Appreciate everyone who stuck around. Hopefully you're not feeling any and it would be fun to chat again. I gotta go eat yogurt because I need to eat yogurt now. Have you ever had anyone in your life be like, we should sign up for a half marathon, and you're like, oh, well, I'm like 5'8" and 225 pounds. I don't think that's where we're at. And then before you know it, no more bread, sugarless yogurts, and you're just trying to survive. I got 6 months until this marathon, so I think I'll be all right. You guys came in right here on the ground floor of my weight loss journey. So that's something else to be excited. Yeah. I don't think neither of us are in a position to just hit a half marathon. I think we both did it as a bit of a. This should probably force us into some smarter decisions, right? More yogurt angled decisions. I do want to just eat a giant family size Reese's peanut butter chocolate bar, though. I could eat 2 of those every meal. But it's good for us. YOLO. Yogurt. But yeah, I'll keep an eye out for when you guys go live next. I super appreciate it. I don't have a lot of things set up. I would press that button that makes it shout out your channel. But I think it was just me and Riley here, so he knows where to find you. And now we're going to play, what, Oblivion or something? With our yogurt? I'll get my sound going. I'll get my sound bites. I've got a little, what's his name? I took a soundbite from that documentary where he like kills people. What's that guy's name? The Jinx? What was his name? Robert Durst? He's so Bobby Durst? The phone recording of him? Okay, bye-bye. Why is he so weird? Alrighty, bye-bye.